Hey guys, and welcome to Faewood. So today I thought I would do a video with a bit of a gift guide for Christmas. Now, I should address the elephant in the room. I now have purple hair, which I absolutely love. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen a couple of photos of my hair. And yeah, I've been looking forward to getting this done for a really long time, so I'm so excited about that. I didn't have it in my previous video, and I think I have already filmed another video intro where I won't have the hair, just because I've been doing some pre-filming and stuff like that. But I wanted to get on and do a video about a gift guide because it's that time of year, and I thought it'd be fun to have a look through some of the handmade stuff and just all the stuff that is the aesthetic that I love, and hopefully you guys love too, because that's why you've come to my channel. And, you know, I'm working on a project as well. I mentioned I'm doing a Christmas decoration out of the stuff that I got out of the mystery box, and I needed a little bit more time to do that one, because with those kind of projects, not only does the project take a really long time, but the editing of the project takes a really long time as well. So I need a little bit more time, and I figured this was perfect time to do a gift guide and then have the decoration video next week. Now, before I go any further, I want to say thank you for a gift that I've received off Saber, who spoils me way too much. But these are so cool, and there'll be some videos coming with these as well. So she got me a couple of books, and I didn't even know this was a thing. Like, how cool that there's a Labyrinth cookbook. I absolutely love that. So expect to see some sort of recipe in an upcoming video with this one. And the beautiful Faerie Handbook. This is such a beautiful book. I am looking forward to doing some projects out of this. I sort of feel like next year I'm going to have, I don't know, a month, maybe even two, that's like dedicated to fairy style stuff, you know, so lots of fairy projects, fairy cooking, things like that. The month of the fairy, something like that. Or fairy month, I guess I should say. Anyway, thank you so much. She also got me a voucher to Spotlight, so I'm feeling absolutely spoiled. That will definitely help to fund some projects coming up on the channel. So thank you so much again. You don't have to do that, but it is so lovely of you, and these are just really thoughtful gifts and just absolutely beautiful. And just on the books and things, these would make great gifts for anyone who's into this sort of genre of fairies and fantasy stuff. I just think they're beautiful books, and I believe there's a mermaids one, and I feel like there's one other one maybe of this series of books, and I'll try and link everything that I talk about in the description box below. I believe the Enchanted magazine, either they organise the books or it's sold by them. It does say Fairy Magazine, which is what they used to be called. Absolutely beautiful. The magazine as well is also beautiful. I did have a subscription to that magazine some time ago, but the postage costs to Australia for the magazine were a little bit higher. I could do the e-version of it, but there's something about having that tangible, beautiful, you know, photos and things in your hand and being able to flick through it that was just so lovely, and lovely to get every month. So if you're looking for something like that as a gift, I think gifting someone a subscription to that magazine, if they're someone who's into fantasy and fairies and all that sort of thing, they're just beautiful magazines. So great gift idea. And on the cookbook side of things, you guys have seen me do numerous videos on various cookbooks that you can get. And these days it's so fun because pretty much any genre that someone's into, in particular a lot of the fantasy type genres and shows that have been out have cookbooks now. So I think it's so nice. So if you know someone who's right into a certain TV show, have a look, or a game even. I believe there's some that, I know there was a Skyrim one, and I think there was a Fallout cookbook as well. I'm not sure what other ones there are, but there's things like Lord of the Rings cookbooks. There's just fairy in general fairy tale type cookbooks. I've got one of the baking ones. There's Halloween stuff, so if someone's right into that dark aesthetic, having Halloween cookbooks are great because you could use them all year round if that's what your aesthetic is. Now, I know a lot of them are available on Amazon, and everyone has their different thoughts about buying on Amazon. I guess what I think about it is, if you can get it elsewhere, then do. But remember as well that Amazon is filled with individual sellers, and some of those are actually handmade sellers. There are handmade sections for Amazon as well. I nearly started a shop on there myself when a lot of people were considering other options to Etsy. I never did it, but so if you are trying to shop outside of Amazon and there's something on there that you like, pay attention to the seller's name and see if you can find their website, and you could try and buy from them directly. But just keep in mind, I guess, that there might be different shipping costs by buying from them directly, if you've got, say, an Amazon Prime account or whatever. And also there are some certain protections, I guess, that you might have from Amazon that may not exist from the website themselves. But having said that, I think, most likely most of the sellers on there are legitimate sellers, and worth having a look to see where else you could buy certain things from if you're trying to shop outside of Amazon. And again, on the book front, just to remind you guys about the Witchcrafting Handbook, which was such a lovely book. I made a witch's broom out of this. There are a ton of other great projects in here. It's got cooking in here as well, so this is a real mixed bag of stuff, which is great if someone's a bit of an all-rounder, likes a bit of cooking, a bit of creativity, that sort of thing, which is pretty similar to what my channel is, really. A little bit of all of the things. It's just a lovely book. Now, still on the book front, there have been so many books this year that are just fantastic, and I have to mention the books that are illustrated by Iris. I think it's Compiet, or is it Compete? I'm not sure how you pronounce her name. I'm so sorry. I'm probably butchering it. But if you guys remember this book, I believe I shared this in a video some time ago now. But it's just a beautiful book. It's the Dark Crystal Bestiary, and it was illustrated by Iris. Her illustrations are very similar in the look as Brian Froud's work. So if you like Brian Froud's illustrations and style and things like that, then I think you'll really love her work as well. And she's also just brought out, I think this is new, it's Fairies of the Fault Lines. I saw that come up recently, and I'm very tempted to buy that book. So I'll try and link all of those as well. Right, so now I'm going to move on to Etsy. There's so many fantastic sellers on Etsy. I will say I'm a little disappointed with the direction Etsy's going in. It is easy to get scammed, if I'm honest, on Etsy these days. I've heard of people buying what they thought was a legitimately handcrafted item only to receive some sort of counterfeit. So unfortunately, there are some sellers on there that have a sort of front as if they're a handmade shop and are not. So just a word of warning that you have to be a little bit wary on there. Make sure you're checking the feedback. Have a look into the seller themselves and see, whether it all looks legitimate and you're happy to make the purchase. I'd also say, while I'm mentioning all of this, be really careful with things that come up on Facebook and Instagram and so forth that seem too good to be true. Very likely a lot of the stuff that seems handmade is fake. They've taken the photos directly from an Etsy seller, usually, because I usually even know the sellers because I'm in and out of Etsy a lot, just looking at things, basically window shopping on everything. Then they will sell said thing for a fraction of the price that the seller sells it for, and you're not going to get anywhere near what the actual item is. It won't look anything like the picture. They're taking money away from actual creators as well. Even if their copy is like somewhat similar, they're copying someone else's design, they're ripping them off. It's sometimes easy to work out if it's legit or not because firstly the price will be too good to be true, and a lot of times the website name is something really random that doesn't seem to fit with what's being sold or doesn't make any sense or whatever. I don't know. There's just a lot of them coming up, and once you start recognizing them, it becomes a bit easier because it's, as far as I can tell, they use the same sort of format to try and sell these things. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that, like, while you're out sort of shopping, if you're trying to find handmade stuff, just buyer beware. All right, I'm just going to scoot over to the side here a little bit because I've been talking about all these things and I want to be able to show images of what I'm talking about. I'm just basically going to go through some of my favourite things on Etsy. A lot of these, if I'm honest, I haven't purchased them. They've been on my wish list for some time as things I'd like to purchase, or I'm buying the handmade stuff for other people instead of myself and then wishing I had it. Alright, so this first one, you guys know I have 3 cats now. I've got Fizzgig, who's an elderly ragdoll, and my 2 little half ragdoll, half chinchilla kittens. So I'm quite the cat lady, and I love these brooches by Creative Atelier BG is, I think, how you say it. I might just have to put some of the names up, and some of them are a bit hard to say. Anyway, I love these brooches. They are so stinking cute. The little faces on them, like, oh my goodness. I forgot about these brooches, and when I was going through for this video, having a look at what I've favorited and checking out what I've got, I was like, why haven't I bought that yet? It is so cute. Also, I love the fact that the shipping is free to Australia. Sadly, a lot of times I'll fall in love with something on Etsy only to find the shipping is just crazy. Some of the shipping costs I've seen when I've looked at some of these things has been $70 shipping. I'll pay $25 if something is worth shipping in, or if I can get maybe, say, a few items at once with a $25 shipping. But it starts getting a bit rough when it's anywhere above that, or if it's something that's not that expensive and you add another $25 on it. I get it though, it is expensive to ship, and I have had to do the same, you know, for a lot of my things. Especially things that are less expensive, it's hard to build the shipping cost into it, so it is what it is, but these I think are so, so cute. Now, the one I'm going to mention now is one of those examples of a very high shipping to Australia. I won't be able to comment on prices for shipping for everywhere, but as far as to Australia, it's $55 shipping from this place. Anyway, it's the Parlour Company, and I just love the aesthetic of this of their stuff. It's very apothecary, old worldy, treasure trove, basically kind of like it would suit my backdrop and fit in quite nicely. Embalming Elixir, it's called, for one of them. I mean, they have great names. They're obviously just like lip balms, and like this one's a face toner. There's a Mortician porcelain powder, face powder, and just the labels and everything on them, so up my alley. They are shipping from the United States, so I'm sure that from there it would be a lot more affordable. I can't see anything about like a set price or something for shipping to the States, but like I said, they're based in the States, so it's probably a lot cheaper than $55. Now, if you've got a little bit more money to spend, I love the stuff in this shop. Again, this is one that I've just had on my wish list for the longest time and never bitten the bullet because, look, it's a bit more up there, but I can see the workmanship in it. So it's called Embrace Leather. I'll pop the name on the screen. They have a bunch of different things on their website. A lot of dice bags, so if you're a D&D player and you are looking for a really cool dice bag, everything's got like a dragon eye look to it, which is so cool. But they've also got like wallets and little bags, and I think they've got containers now as well. I just think they're so, so cool. They've also got books. I love the look of the books with the dragon eye on it. Very, very cool. If I was going to buy something for myself on there, I'd probably get one of the bags or like wallet on a chain, something like that. Possibly even a dice bag. I don't play D&D. I watch it. I just haven't actually played it myself. But just saying that, like, I don't at this point in time have a need for a dice bag. Although I'm sure I could put other treasures in the bag or just have it around in my studio just to enjoy. But I just think these are just so cool. And for anyone who's in Australia who's interested, the shipping to Australia is $17. Now, if you've got anyone who's a fan of the dark crystal, then they will love this necklace. This is another one that I've had on my radar as well. When the Dark Crystal series came out, I joined a Facebook group, all fans of the dark crystal basically, and there was always just eye candy for things to buy. And I think this one came up on there. I remember this and another kind of freestanding crystal that looked really cool as well. Again, didn't pull the trigger on it. I don't know why, but I do like this one. It's from Caliber Craft Props. It's like a resin crystal, like they've made the crystal out of resin, and then it's got the claws on either side. Very, very cool. Shipping is a little bit higher to Australia on this one, but not too bad, I guess. $21. And I believe this is based in the States. Yeah, so if you're from the US and you're a Dark Crystal fan, alright, my camera just cut me off, but I was just basically saying that the shipping to the States for that necklace is probably pretty reasonable. And also, I'm guessing the price would be cheaper because it's $61 in Australian dollars. And I'm not sure what that works out to be in US dollars, but I know it's less. So not too bad as far as an affordable gift goes. All right, so I feel like I have to talk about Hysteria Machine. They have been a source of inspiration for me when I've made costumes in the past and things like that. And it's one of the things, again, it's definitely on my short list of things I would like to buy. They have a bunch of different homeware goods that I just think are really cool. I would probably not be allowed to put them around the house by Dan, I'm not sure. But I could at least put them in the studio. I think the only thing that's held me off on doing that is my studio has become quite full of things, and you know, any space that I do have I kind of want to leave for things that I've made, because I'm going to be continuing to make things hopefully for you guys, and yeah, if I fill it up with other things that I love, it might get a bit too full. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe if I could convince Dan that it was something that, you know, we should have out in the rest of the house, which is very normal looking compared to my little cave of wonders, then it's definitely on my short list of things I'd love to get. Now, if you have someone in your life that's a creative person, well, firstly, before I go there, let me just say, if you did see my unboxing that I did with the mystery craft box, and you're in Australia and you can buy from House of Adorn, highly recommend. You know, if that's the type of craft things that they'd be into. But I don't know, that was so much fun to unbox, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I bought one for a friend of mine as well. So that's an option if you're in Australia. But otherwise, you could consider buying them a pattern. And I came across this shop that is just so adorable. It's called Little Fishy Things. And it's got all of these little downloads of these very quite quirky, dark, sort of, I don't know how to describe them even, a little bit Tim Burton-y little characters and things that you can make yourself. And I just think they are so stinking cute. The patterns are about $10 Australian, so it would be a little bit less in US dollars. And yeah, I just think how fun. I mean, if you wanted to, I suppose you could even buy a pattern like this, doesn't have to be from this shop, and then get the supplies for the pattern as well, and gift it in a little hamper, and that would be a perfect gift for someone who's creative, because then they can just go straight ahead and buy it, or make it, not buy it. Or, you know, also there are some kits out there that people sell, and that can make things really easy. There's in particular a lot of beading kits that come with all the beads and stuff like that. I've thought about doing it myself, but I don't know. It's one of those things that I just never got around to doing. And I don't know, I'm sort of not sure whether I'm going to be selling beads anymore, to be honest, because I've only got so many hours in the day and I would prefer to spend them with you guys doing creative things rather than packing beads and shipping them off and stuff like that. So, but I just think this is such a cute idea. Now, another shop that I think is great and has a lot of really good price points depending on your budget is this one. It's Mithrim Elven Jewelry, and I just love the aesthetic of the stuff in this shop. It's all so beautiful. I've just seen so many things in here that I would love to own, and it's one of those dangers of like shopping for gifts is, you know, let me just buy these things for myself because I love them. And the bonus is it looks like the shipping is free to Australia. So if you're purchasing from Australia, then there's some good prices and free shipping. It's funny, I did one of these videos once before and I think I just called it Wishlist, and it probably because basically is what this is. It's a gift guide, but I feel like this is my wish list of things I'd like to buy from Etsy mostly because I'm going to share another one that I have wanted for so long, but this is a pricier one. This is for the bougie person who has money to spend on someone, but holy cow, the stuff in this shop is beautiful. The bags in this shop, holy cow, the backpacks with the little dragon with the wing wrapped around look so amazing. I love the look of those. There's a bunch of other things like little animals bursting out of the page of some books and a Yeti bag, which is really cute. My favourite is definitely the backpack, but I mean, it is pricey. Like, as far as Australian dollars, it's 722 Australian dollars. So this might be a, you know, gift yourself type of thing rather than buying for someone else, you know, save up your pennies and treat yourself to a nice gift. Now, I did mention earlier to be careful, like buyer beware, as far as sellers purporting to sell certain things for cheaper than they seem like they should be. One that I see ripped off often is this shop, and I'm going to butcher the name of this one. Layurom Studio, maybe? I'm not sure. From Russia. Their bags, again, so beautiful with the wings, just so well done. The ones pretending to be this shop, I think they try and sell them for like $30 or $50 or something like that. They're going to be nowhere near the quality of these, and sadly they've ripped off this person's design, which I think is such a beautiful design. I really like the small like leather crossbody bags. I like the backpacks too, but I feel like I wear the little pouch kind of crossbody more often with just some little wings on it. So cute. And that one that I'm talking about is $197, so it's not the cheapest of gifts. Depends who you're buying for, I suppose, but in US dollars, I'm sure that's a lot less. Oh, I've just had a look, and sadly they don't even ship to Australia. I'm sure they used to, and some of the shops do change their shipping policies. With COVID especially, I've noticed shops often switch on and off the shipping to different countries. While I am sharing things that I believe they used to ship to Australia, because otherwise I wouldn't have saved the store, it does change sometimes, so... Now, this one I've nearly pulled the trigger on numerous times, and you'll understand when I show you what it looks like. These little mugs are so stinking cute. I love them so much. The mushroom mugs. It's Yazenka Cerem is the shop, and holy cow. I mean, how cute are these? This is absolute fairy core to the max. Love it. I really want one of the little like teacup saucer sets. I just think it'd be so cute. And I mean, I love everything as well. I love the little teapot as well. So cute. You can get whole sets, I think, from her as well. And it's just all, toadstool themed, like fairy mushroom themed. I love it so much. I say fairy mushroom because that's just how I think of them. Just so stinking cute and not too expensive. The shipping to Australia is a little up there though. It's like $30 but it is ceramic, so I kind of understand that. You've got to be really careful with how you pack things. They have good feedback, so, you know, it looks like they must pack things really well, which is fantastic. Oh, I love them so much. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. I keep looking through and there's so many things that I want to tell you guys about. I might have to leave it here because it's just going to get too long. But there is a shop called Practically Magical, and this is an Australian shop, and they have these beautiful candles in there that have lovely like petals, like flower petals and stuff in them. And they just look so, so pretty. Their candles, I think, change up because I'm sure I've seen more available in their shop than they have at the moment. There's only a few in their shop right now. People might be winding up, I guess, for Christmas, but they just look so, so cute. I could imagine those being a lovely candle to burn. All right, just one more, then I promise we're going to go. There's just so many good things that I love so much, but this one's just so great. It's Gackman Creatures, and oh my goodness, if you haven't seen the work on this shop, it's amazing. They're little like felted or plush creatures. I think there's like polymer clay slash you know, padded features in each of the animals, so that some of it's plush, but then like maybe the face or some of the paws and stuff might be clay and things like that. But they are so creative and so cute. There's so many adorable little creatures, and I just love the idea of having like little creatures around your house that are peeking through little sections that you just, you know, you might not notice it at first, and then you see this little creature, and that could be such an adorable gift to give. They are a little bit pricey again, but there's a lot of workmanship in these, and they do vary in price, so there's a little bit of a price range depending on your budget, but it might be something that's in your budget as a gift, or again it might be a gift for yourself. I think these are so cute, and I don't know, one day I will have one of them for sure. Alright guys, well I hope you've enjoyed this little gift guide type thing. Let me know if you like videos like this. I can definitely do some in the future and share some different things that I find. You know, go out there and hunt about and see what I can come up with that could be interesting for gifts. I just think it's nice to like highlight some of these shops that do really great work, and you know, I've definitely been admiring a lot of their work for years and hope to own some of it one day. And yeah, it might be something that you're also interested in for yourself or as a gift or whatever. If you've got other shops that you think have really great stuff that people might be interested in, list them down below. I'd love to hear about other people's you know, handmade stuff, and you know, fantasy stuff or really cool books, anything like that. I'll leave it there because I am planning to do another video for you guys today, so I better get going and get stuck into all of that. Hit subscribe if you're into all the same stuff that we are, because there's plenty of it around. There's going to be all sorts of, you know, creative stuff, making some of it, enjoying some of it, cooking things, basically anything to do with this type of fantasy genre stuff. I try and pile it all in here together. So if that sounds up your alley, then stick around. And for the rest of you, I'll see you next time in Faewood. Bye guys.